Hi guys, it's Alison. I'd like to share a project with you that I've just finished. It's a swap done on the Scrapbeach, and the host of the swap was Irene. Now, I've taken part in a couple of these swaps before and they're great fun. You're put into groups, and each group makes a kit up to do a page of an album, including papers, embellishments and trims and all sorts. And then all the kits, you make kits all, I think it was 6 kits all the same, and then we sent them to Irene, and then she sorted them out and returned the package so that everyone had one of each person's kits. And then with that you get assigned a partner and you make your album up. Normally in the past we've had a certain type of album to make. I've done a toilet roll one, a coin envelope one and a coffee sleeve one, but this time Irene said that she'd be leaving it to us as to the sort of album that we made. So we just basically had our kits of parts, and then we added what we needed to make the album. So far I've seen a couple, and obviously each person's making something totally different, so it's always good to see what people are making with the same kits of parts. So I've actually made an album out of envelopes. Sorry, you've got a shadow there because the sun's just come out. The album, as I say, this is an envelope album. It's got quite thick, so you know, I've actually put a closure on that, but I'll show you that in a minute. We had this fabric in the kit. I've glimmer misted it and inked it and whatever to give it the colour, and I think it's the sort of fabric that people use for like cross stitch, but I'm not sure. I'm afraid I'm not really into that sort of crafting, but I think that's the sort of fabric it is. But it's got a nice texture. Just quickly, the theme of the swap was heritage. So as I say, obviously it's quite a vintagey style album. Obviously I've couldn't go without putting my trims and a charm. So we were sent lots of lovely different charms and beads and things. So I've made this little dangle up here using the Tim Holtz swivel charm, and obviously attached a load of ribbons and lace. And then we were given this frame, which I thought was really lovely, and I've just put a bit of gold, antique gold I think it is, rub and buff on there. And this is one of the little butterflies, and some little flowers. And this little connector I've made from a head pin that had an end to it, and then this lovely bead that was in the kit, and that's just made like a toggle to attach the elasticated ribbon to. And on the back it's fairly plain, it's just got the matching lace, and I've put a little handmade thing, and obviously the area where the elasticated ribbon comes out, but I'll show you more about that in a minute. So unhook that, and what I did with the head pin, I just passed it through the album, and I've bent it over into a loop and thread it back but I've added a button, so that stops that pulling through, and the loop made a good way of attaching a little charm there. And it's alright, let's see if I can get in there, stop the light. Right, well as I say, it is an envelope album, so I've made a pocket here, just from the paper that I've used for the hinges. This is one of the tags we were given, so I've just staged it and added a little organza ribbon there for a bow, and this was one of the journaling spots that we got, but it's a bit big to fit in the album as it was, so I've just folded it in half and made a little card out of it, and I thought that's quite fun to just put in like that. The first actual page, this paper was gorgeous. It's like a flocked, all the flowers are kind of flocked, so that was really nice. This was one of the embellishments someone had sent in, and what I did was I used some black cardstock that were in the kit, and I just used the small Baroque die from Tim Holtz, and made like a little sort of place for a photo or something, and then this was one of the little journaling spots. One thing I have done though is I've all my scraps of paper that were left, I've cut out loads of the little butterflies from Martha Stewart, and I've dotted them through the album, because then I think, although the papers do vary from different collections, it does keep some sort of continuity within the album. On the next page, someone had die cut with the Tim Holtz tattered florals die, this flower, so I've layered that up, curled it a bit, layered it up to give some dimension, and added some lace here, which this little tag that was in the kit, and of course another one of the butterflies. And then this page actually flaps up, I don't know if you can see that, and it makes a pocket here, which is, there's another journaling spot there, and then at the bottom of that page I've cut out another pocket from the paper using the on the edge die, and this is another one of the little tags that came, and another little journaling spot, and then they just slot into there like that, and of course some lace on the bottom there. And this page, what I've done, so I'm trying to, there's a little paper clip there which I've just sort of attached a ribbon to make it a bit fun. This was one of the cards that I actually included as part of my kit, and it's one of the ones, it's got an area to, you could put a photo, so what I've done at the moment, I've made a tag and put that in there, but when my partner, who's Kim, gets it, if she wants to, she can cut a photo and put that in there instead, and then she can add this tag somewhere else. But as I say, I thought, well, if I put the tag in there, she can see then that there's an area there where she can put the photo, and then obviously there's room for journaling and a photo there, and then there's another pocket here which is another tag that someone had made, or a little area for journaling or whatever, and then that opens up, and each of these pockets has got a larger photo mat, so there's plenty of room for pictures and journaling, and that goes back in there, that folds, and then as I say, I just attach that paper clip, because then that just keeps this shut like so. And then the next page, this one is like a pocket page, and what I've done, I've made a little album out of some of the cards and paper, so that goes in the pocket, and then there's a little tag that someone had stamped, so I've just attached an organza ribbon and one of the little charms, so they fit in the pocket like that. And then I've layered up some flowers and a button and one of the feathers, and this really pretty ruffle trim there, and of course another little butterfly. And on this next page, another layered up flower with a button, and on the flap that opens, I've just stuck this sentiment that someone had sent, which I thought was really lovely, and a piece of the Tim Holtz film strip, another butterfly, and a little flower that I'd punched out of the excess, or the scrap paper that I had left. And then this will open up, and in here is another photo mat with a journaling spot, and I've left that open. I've tucked that in there. It doesn't have to stay in there, but I've just tucked that in there so that you can see that it's not 100% stuck down, so your photo or whatever can go behind there, and then that just slides back into that page. And then the next page is a double pocket page. This side, obviously a journaling spot, and there's a couple of photo mats, journaling spots, whatever you want to call them, however you want to use them. They came within the kit. And what I've done, there was some lace trim, and it was looped, so I've actually threaded some of the ribbon trim that was also in the kit through, so I thought that just gives it a different dimension. Another butterfly and a little flower, and some little die cuts, or some little things that I punched out. And this side is another stamped image, and some more of the Tim Holtz film strip, which I think went really well because this is his paper that's got the film strip edge to it, so I thought that was good. And a little corrugated card flower that I've actually punched out. And then the next page, this is one of the flap out pages, so I've added a button and one of the bling things that we got, just to add interest. But I love this paper because it's, I don't know if you can see it, there we go, it's quite shimmery, it's kind of got like a glazed effect on it. And this is another one of the sentiments that had been stamped that was in the kit, and another butterfly. And in here I've added, this was another one of those big tags or journaling spots that was in the kit, and it was too big, so yet again what I've done this time, I've cut a part of it off, left that open so something can be slid in there. Just thought that was quite a fun way of doing it because it was really pretty. Just want to get that back in there. And on this page is another one of the pocket pages. I've added one of the flowers that we got, one of the Adjarge tickets on a little holder, a butterfly and a leaf. And then here, this is just a large tag that we were given. And what I've done, I've threaded it round with some of the organza ribbon, which I can't get untied now, typical on camera. But that just opens up as an area for photos and journaling, and then that just comes round and can be tied into a bow. And I've just added one of the little journaling spots on there that was within the kit, so that goes in there. And this page is like a double flap out page this time. So this pocket thing here was made from a little coin envelope that we were given, and I folded it up, so what it does, it's got room for a little tag there and then one in there as well, so it's quite cute. It just makes it a bit different. And then the flap out page comes out like that, and then there's a journaling spot there, and obviously room for photos and that. And then on this side, I really love this paper, so I didn't want to hide it too much, so all I've done is put a lace area down there, but obviously that's loose there, so it can be, something can be slotted under if you want to. A button and some tulle at the bottom there, and one of the flowers that we were sent, and a little can't think what they're called, the little leaves, skeleton leaf, that's it, so that's there as well. And then this pocket opens up, and we've sent 3 playing cards, and I was trying to think of a way of incorporating them. I've tried to age it, but obviously they're quite a shiny surface, so I've obviously roughed the edges of it, and I've managed to get some of the ink to stay on there, but that was about the best I could do, and obviously left that open to slot a photo under there. And I'm afraid I didn't use the other 2. But, and then at the back, I think this is one of my favourite pages, and then funnily enough it's one of the first ones I did. It's got this image here which I've added a wooden embellishment with some ribbon and one of the little butterflies, and that's got a little charm hanging from it that goes in the pocket there. And then there's a journaling spot there that's got an area, and I've put these 2 little tags in there. That's got a really pretty brad to it, so that goes in the bottom, in there. And then the last page is a doily with a stamped image on the top, another of the butterflies, and then this is